Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Dear Evan Hansen, the generation-defining Broadway phenomenon is now a highly anticipated new motion picture that will open in theaters on September 24th. And I caught up with some of the cast and creatives, including Tony, Emmy, and Grammy Award winner Ben Platt, Academy Award winner Julianne Moore, and the film's director, Steven Chbosky. So enjoy meeting the company of Dear Evan Hansen. Okay, you are so wonderful in this film as Heidi. I have to say, I watched it again last night. So heartfelt, so beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me, particularly coming from a Broadway person. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It was really an honor to get to play it.
So I was gonna say, this is so out of your wheelhouse. But what made you say, yes, I'm gonna do a musical, Dear Evan Hansen?
I love this show, man. First of all, I love musicals. I mean, I'm always there. I really enjoy them because it's something that I don't do, to go as an audience member to a Broadway musical and sit there, especially a new one is so exciting. So I was there right away. I think the first month I think that the show opened, I was there with my kids and my husband, and I was so blown away by this show and by Ben and the enormity of his talent, and also really compelled by the part of Heidi because it sort of comes out of left field. You don't really know who she is, or what or how she feels, and then in this one moment in this extraordinary song, it's all revealed, and it's very moving. So honestly, I was so grateful for this opportunity because I just love this part. I love it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about her. I mean, what did you love the most about her? What I love about the film first is
Mm.
it was such a perfect show on stage, and Stephen, your director, has transformed it into a glorious, beautiful, beautiful, heartfelt musical. I mean,
Mm.
it was
Mhm.
transferred so beautifully. Like, what did you love the most about her, playing her, Heidi?
About Heidi, she felt very real to me, I
Yeah.
mean, this is a relationship too that occurs, I think, a lot in life that you don't always see in a musical on stage or on screen. It's a single parent with an only child, so that relationship is very intense. And I think you also see the depth of her concern for a kid who's been struggling with mental health issues. How she's trying to manage that, how she tries to kind of put a cheerful face on things and keep him going and stuff, and how what a struggle it is for her, I think, just in terms of managing it all. It feels very, very real. And also, she's so incredibly loving. So that's what I liked about it, is that it's not all, their relationship is not completely easy, but it's very authentic and real and loving.
So I love that this is such an honest show because no relationship is totally like that. I mean, they've
Right.
all got warts and everything else, and it's just we have to talk about the song. I mean,
Yeah.
so beautifully done, so big, so small.
Thank
Everybody
you.
sang live. I mean,
It was horrible. It was horrible. I mean, we sang live. I mean, obviously, we also did a pre-record so that
yeah,
they had things to. But the amount of support that I got from this musical group was extraordinary. I mean, first of all, Pasek and Paul, who they are as musicians and composers and as people. They're so extraordinarily talented and precise in how they tell a story and how they communicate musically. And Alex Lacamoire, orchestrated everything. He's so amazing. And Ben Cohen. And so there were all these people, Liz Kaplan, who was my vocal coach, all these people I had on my side, who kind of brought me through the process. And it was a steep learning curve for me. But then, like I said, it was kind of great. I actually loved the process of recording, because I'm like, oh, I was in this other world. But then when you had to sing live, I was like, no, don't make me sing live in front of Ben Platt. No, that was hard.
but what a team you had, like you said, Alex, Liz Kaplan, I mean, all these great people. Do you remember the day that you filmed your song? Like, what do you remember of actually being in the moment?
It was almost like blacking out. Honestly, it was so challenging. I really was so scared. I mean, I was, like I said, I was grateful for the opportunity because it was something that was so different. It's wonderful to be challenged like that. But I really felt like, I don't know. I was like, am I going to get through this? Am I going to pass out? What's going to happen? It's almost like going back to your very first audition, when you're really doing something that you don't know how to do. So you're like, you have had a lot of practice and a lot of support, but you have to kind of like do it at that moment. Ben, I remember, was so wonderful, so wonderful to me, and just so connected and lovely, and a great support.
Well, you did a glorious job
Thank
recording this
you.
song.
Thank you so much.
Well, let's talk about working you saw Ben Platt do this on stage, and then
Yeah.
you play his mom in the film. What was it like sharing screen time with him and just being in the moment with him for this?
He's wonderful. I mean, we
Yeah,
connected. I think it was challenging because it was COVID, so we didn't really
yeah,
have much time to rehearse, and then we weren't allowed to spend time together. We had to be kind of apart. Even when we were shooting, we had to then go sit in separate corners, with our face shields on. But I think because of that, because of the intensity of it, when we were able to connect on screen and when we were shooting, we really made it work. We really tried to kind of and I think that we had a nice relationship rhythmically, and that was really important because the scenes themselves have a rhythm to them. These characters have a rhythm to them. So I think we got into it very quickly. We meshed, which was so nice.
because that's your director, Steven said. He said everyone had to stay away from each other. So all
Yeah.
the hugs and all the touching that everybody does is so real because you actually get to do it then.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you sort of hunger for that kind of a connection. So yeah, because we spent no time together off camera, on camera became, I think, even more intense.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, would you like to come to Broadway, like to return to Broadway, maybe in a musical?
Oh my God, I don't know that. I think I might be a movie-only singer. I don't know that. I mean, the kind of instrument that you have to perform on Broadway, that kind of facility. I don't know. I don't know that I'd be able to do that. But I am forever a fan. Let's put it that way. Forever
No,
a Broadway musical fan.
I've seen you do so much stuff on stage. I mean, I think with the team you have, I think you should come to Broadway in a musical.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
And I just, this musical, there's so much about the story that affects
Yeah.
so many people. The issues that are spoken about in this movie is so timely for right now. What do you hope audiences take away after seeing the film?
Well, so much of this film is about feelings of isolation. Feeling that you are somehow not in the world, you're separate from it. And then, of course, the way Stephen tells the story, you realize that every single character feels the same way. That everybody feels like they're struggling to connect and to communicate and to feel like their relationship is working, and people are suffering. I mean, there are people in this movie suffering unspeakable losses. I mean, really, really tragic loss. And so to see that that everybody yearns to connect in this way. I mean, I hope that, it's that thing about that song, You Are Not Alone. It's like that you want to make sure that people come from this movie feeling the same way, that they're connected somehow.
Dear Evan Hansen, today is going to be an amazing day, and here's why.
Have you been doing those letters to yourself with Dr. Sherman?
I've been trying to. Have you ever felt like nobody was there?
No one signed your cast. Now we can both pretend we're friends.
I'm sorry about my brother.
Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? I wish everything was different. Wish I was part of something. I wish that anything I said mattered. Have you ever felt like you could disappear?
Dear Evan Hansen.
Yeah, that's mine. I'll just take it. Wait, I need that back. Like you could fall, and no one would hear. Connor took a letter from me, and it was an assignment from my therapist.
Ew.
Even when the dark comes crashing through.
Connor's mother and stepfather here to see you.
When you need a friend to carry you.
Connor wanted you to have this.
And when you're broken on the ground.
Dear Evan Hansen, he wrote it to you.
His last words, Connor took his own life.
Hey, what? I'm sorry, Connor didn't write this.
No, please. It's this.
You will be found.
We didn't think Connor had any friends.
I mean, you really gonna tell these people that the only thing they have left of their son is a letter that you wrote to yourself?
So, you and Connor, tell us something, please.
Right. I started talking and you couldn't stop. They didn't want me to stop.
I'm putting together a memorial service. If you wanted to do something.
Connor showed me that I wasn't alone. Nobody is. So let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay.
I didn't know that you were hurting.
'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand,
A lot of people feel like us.
you can reach out your hand.
People started sharing it. It's everywhere.
I don't understand what happened.
You did.
You don't know how much you've given my family and me. Were you ever actually friends with him?
I never meant to make it such a mess. I was trying to help. If you knew who I am, just how broken I am.
I already know you.